Why are the Bulls bad? I think we all thought after the trade deadline that they would be good. We thought Vooch would be a great pickup. I personally thought, at least short term, the Bulls were the winners. It makes sense why the Magic did it. Vooch is 30 years old. He's aging. He might have padded his stats a little bit. He's on a team that really had no other second option after Fultz and Isaac went down. But still, I think it was pretty exciting, and we were ready to see what happened with the Bulls in the second half. But since then, 3 for 7, or 3 and 7, really just looking like they're going to fall off that 10 spot. And what is going on? I don't think I'm surprising anyone when I say that they don't have that ball handler. You're not going to rely on Satoransky. Kobe White's a 2. So you really don't have anyone. And that's why everyone was calling for Lonzo Ball, get him to Chicago, which would have been fun. But I have no problem with him in New Orleans. I think he's going to do great there. It seemed like repetitively we've seen people say, ship Lonzo. He's not good. He can't shoot. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to be better, all that. But at the end of the day, he is a commodity, and there is a reason why New Orleans didn't want to trade him off. But I really think that aside from the fact that the Bulls do not have a facilitator, if you watch them, they just don't have that drive. And I heard Kenny talk about this the other day, and it really resonated because I try to watch as many games as possible, and especially the Bulls after the deadline, I was ready to see them really break out and maybe even get out of that whole play-in seeding and into a 6 seed maybe, or even a 5 seed. I mean, at this point, they really just looked a piece away. And when you see how good a team like the Knicks have been with just one all-star, and then you look at Chicago and they have Levine and Vucevic, I think it was normal to be a little bit excited about that. But after everything, I think we saw, and of course it's a small sample size, of course Vooch just got there, and of course Zach is now injured and out for a little bit, or not injured, but in protocol or whatever. But when it really comes down to it, they're not the team we thought they would be. Kobe White isn't the player we thought he would be come year 2. Markkanen isn't the player we thought he'd be. So what do you do with those guys? Do you trade them? Are they what my friend and I joke is just a lost cause, or when Lowry gets to restricted free agency, do you re-sign them? I don't know. I mean, I think it goes back to that whole thing I was talking about. Kenny talking about on his show the other day, which is these guys just don't look like they want it. When you watch the Knicks, and I actually got to see the Knicks live the other day against the Raptors. When you watch them, they just have that fire. On paper, the Knicks should not be better than the Bulls. Sure, they have Randall, but 2 through 10 is not impressive. Sure, RJ Barrett is getting better. Bullock is a decent shooter. Derrick Rose gives you minutes. Elfrid Payton, I think, is underrated still and not getting enough time. But regardless, that the Knicks should not be better than the Bulls. That's just the bottom line. But they are. And why is that? Well, one, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. When you look at the box score of a Knicks game, it's very often both teams are under 100 points. Then you'd say, oh, they're not scoring enough, blah, 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 but it works for them. They hold these teams to 92 points, 95 points, maybe even sub 90, which is kind of absurd in today's NBA, but they do it. And I think that's a lot of heart. Of course, there's Thibodeau, who knows? But at the end of the day, there's only so many defensive schemes and talks with your coach you can have before you just gotta buckle down and play D. That team doesn't have a facilitator either. I mean, you watch him play and it's just Julius Randle at the, a few feet past the 3-point line, just driving, kicking, or driving and finishing. And that's really their offense. Can you imagine if they had Alonzo Ball? Or a Rondo? Or those kind of guys? I mean, that would be scary. No one thought the Knicks would be this good. And I know I keep getting off topic here, but there is no reason that the Bulls should not be better than the Knicks. They have more pieces. And I don't think you can blame Billy Donovan. Do I think he's an amazing coach? No. Do I think he's doable? For sure. Both teams have a lot of youth. But then you see guys like RJ Barrett, and they're improving. They're getting better. He's hitting his shots now. I just haven't seen that same improvement from the Bulls. I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. I really hope this resonates with someone. Again, it came from a place of feeling like there wasn't enough basketball content to watch that was genuine and honest. Sure, I'll click on ESPN every day or watch Shaq or whatever's on, but I don't really feel like they watch games, and I don't really feel like they want to talk about the game. It's all about that click, that one title that's going to make people say what. But at the end of the day, what me and my friends do is we watch the game and we talk about it. And that's the most fun part for me. So without rambling any further, I hope someone out there and resonates with this. And if you do, I hope you continue watching. So thank you guys. I'm out.